Even though we don't have our feature module in version control yet, what we do have is a code version of all of our configuration, which is kind of like a backup to what we have in our database. So now if we make changes to the configuration, we can roll back to what we have in code. Let's go ahead and demonstrate how that works. So first of all, let's make a modification to one of the components that we added to our articles module. I'm going to change the name of the article content type to post. So first, I'm going to go ahead and go to structure, and then content types. And then on article here, I'm just going to click edit. And let's go ahead and change the name to post. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and I'm going to save the content type. Now, if we go back to our feature, I'm going to go to structure, and then features. And we look here, we see that the state is overridden. Now, if we click on this, we can actually see what components are overridden. We have two actually. We see that our menu link is overridden and our content type is overridden. Now, we know what we just did, so we can kind of derive from our change to the content type that action actually changed the text inside of our menu link. So under the add content section, it now says post instead of article. And so now the version that's in the database is different than the version inside of code. So if this was a mistake, if somehow we made this modification and we really didn't want to do it, but we're not sure exactly what we changed, we can roll back by simply selecting the components that we want to revert. Now we can only revert all of the components within a certain category. So we can revert all of the content types or all of the menu links, but we can't select individual ones this way. And now we just click revert components. Now if we go back to the list of features, I'm just clicking features in the breadcrumb, we see in the articles feature that the state is default. And if we went back to the content type, I'm going to click structure and then content types. And then next to article, I'm going to hit edit again. We see that the name is now article. So our change has been rolled back, and not only our change, but the change that automatically cascaded down from this change that we made into the menu link. Now let's go ahead and repeat what we just did, making the modification to our feature, but then let's use a couple additional tools in order to review what the changes are in particular. Being able to look at the exact changes can be very helpful for deciding what changes to keep and roll into the feature, and what to discard because they were accidental or experimental.